Hi, Mavericks. Today I'm going to show you a couple options for small moment stories and show you what that means so that you know what to do when you start thinking about writing your own small moment story for this writing unit. Okay, so I'm just going to read this this small writing piece to you. It's called Nothing. And I just want you to think about, is this going to be a huge story about a whole day, or is it zoomed into just a few minutes at a time? Okay. So it's called Nothing. I peered into my bag. Nothing. No gym tights. No leotard. I felt tears welling in my eyes. I thought back. Yes. No. Yes. I hadn't put my leotard back in the bag. I jerked down my head and pulled my t-shirt over my school tights. No, it didn't look nearly like the leotard that had been so comfortable I wore it until bed. Now my class was going to start in 5 minutes and I had nothing to wear. A tear came rolling. What do I do? Hide in the closet till class is over? No. I'd have to ask if I could borrow a suit. I rubbed away my tears and opened the door. All right, guys. So what I want you to notice here is that this is about 1 or 2, maybe 5 minutes of this little girl's life. She's at gym class, realized she did not bring her leotard, and she does not know what to do. So it's just a split second, but she wrote a whole page about it so that she put us there in the moment. Okay. So I just want to show you an anchor chart that will help you remember what a small moment is. Okay. So a small moment is a small moment story is an important and interesting piece of writing that the author stretches across a whole page. Okay, so in order to do that, the author needs to think about an important moment that happened to them. The author is you, by the way. The author pictures that moment like a photograph in your mind, and the author tells what the moment is across their fingers. Okay. And we're gonna read a book together, and I'm gonna demonstrate these different strategies so that you know what to do when you start brainstorming this week. Here's another way to look at small moments. If you're doing a big picture story, it's going to be like a watermelon. I took a trip to the beach with my family. Guys, if I just say I took a trip to the beach with my family, that's a huge story because I can tell you how on day 1 we built sandcastles. I can tell you on day 2 how we just hung out in the ocean and saw fish underneath our feet. I could then tell you about the lunches we did and who went to the beach with me. There's tons of things I could write about if I just say my story is about a trip to the beach with my family. Okay. A slice of that watermelon, so a little bit smaller story, zooming in, would be on Friday, my family took a trip to the beach. We spent all day by the water having fun. Okay, so this is still kind of a big story, big picture story, but you've zoomed in a little bit to that one day of vacation where you spent all day on the water having fun. Okay. The seed is the small moment that we're really going to be focusing on. Okay. So the seed of that watermelon, I want you to think about this. On Friday, my family took a trip to the beach, which is my big watermelon. While we were there, my brother challenged me to a sandcastle competition. Okay, so now I've taken that big picture of us at the beach. I've zoomed in a little bit with us spending time by the water, and now I've zoomed in even more just to tell you about the one part of that day, which was the sandcastle competition. Okay, so I want you to think right now, what could be a small moment story for you? All right, perfect. Now hold that thought. We're going to practice small moments together with a story called Jabari Jumps. Okay, and I'm going to take over the screen so that you can see. The book is called Jabari Jumps. Okay, it's a super cute story. And this is an example of a small moment or a watermelon seed story. Okay, and you'll see what I mean as I start reading. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? His dad said. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. See, he's so super excited. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms, bent their knees, sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. Okay, I want us to infer a couple things really quick. First, the squeezing of the hand. Dad squeezed his hand and Jabari squeezed back. What I know from my background knowledge is like if I'm feeling nervous and I'm holding my mom or dad's hand, I might squeeze it a little bit just to share that I'm nervous, okay? And then something else I really want you to notice is all of the description that this author did to zoom you in of this little boy looking at the kids on the diving board. Okay, I'm going to read this little part one more time. They walked all the way to the edge of the board, as big as tiny bugs, and they stood at the edge. They spread their arms, bent their knees, and sprang up, 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 and then down, down, down. Splash. So I want you to notice that he really zoomed in and gave you a lot of detail so that you as the reader can picture what's going on. Okay? Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. You can go before me if you want, he told the kid behind him. I need to think about the kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. Jabari started to climb. Up and up. This ladder's very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. I'm just a little tired, Jabari said. Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest, his dad said. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. Okay, so I'm thinking right now that Jabari's kind of stalling and maybe is a little bit scared. And the author has helped me understand that by all of the detail that they're giving and sharing the thoughts of the character as well. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Jabari loves surprises. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tip of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb. Up and up and up and up. until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. Okay, so again, with this small moment, he's giving us every single detail and step to help us understand what exactly is he feeling, seeing, and doing. His toes curled around the rough edge. Okay. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. So he's sharing his thoughts and what he's saying. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went, and then back up. Whoosh! Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What? Said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. All right, guys. So that was a small moment story, and let me just show you why. Okay, I'm going to go back to our anchor chart. So our story was all about him jumping off of the diving board. That's one thing that he did at the pool, okay? A bigger slice would be, I went to the pool with my dad that on Friday, okay? And a bigger story, or the watermelon part of that, would be I go to the pool in the summer, something like that. So please know that when you're thinking of a seed idea or a small moment idea, you've zoomed in to one specific little thing, and you give tons and tons of detail to put us the readers in the moment, so that we can see, hear, taste, and hear everything that's going on, including your thoughts during that moment. Okay, so you do have an activity to do on Canvas today. It looks like this. It's called What is a Small Moment Ticket Out? Okay, and a ticket out is just going to be like a quick little check-in with you to see how well did you understand what we did today. Okay, so after listening to Jabari Jumps, which is what I just read to you, think of how it is an example of a small moment story. Tell me in your own words, what is a small moment story? Okay, so if you need to go back and review this video before doing this assignment, you're more than welcome to do that. But please make sure that you complete this assignment. We're going to open it. It's open for today, and then it's going to close tomorrow night at 8 p.m. But guys, I highly suggest that any activities or assignments that we give to you, please try and do them that same day so that your assignments don't start piling up. Okay? And then again, if you have any questions or need help with anything, please make sure you join one of our live Q&A sessions, and I'd be happy to help. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a great day.